Hello, beautiful ladies. This is the Black Exotical, here to talk to you today about the controversy surrounding the latest casting of Juliet in the West End Productions Romeo and Juliet stage play. So, as some of you may know, a black woman by the name of Francesca Amewuda Rivers was casted recently as Juliet to play alongside Spider-Man's Tim Holland. And the controversy surrounding this is that many people believe that Francesca should not have been casted because they do not believe that she is beautiful enough to play Juliet. Have said that this critique of Francesca being casted is colorist, is futurist, and is anti-black. However, I personally do not believe that it was the producer's intent to be colorist, but I honestly think that they were being cheeky in casting Francesca as Juliet. They definitely are tired of black women complaining, black women pandering to everyone who will listen to them for inclusion and representation. And so they said, okay, fine. You want to be included? You want to be represented? Here's your representation. Now, Francesca is not the first black woman to play Juliet in a production. So it has absolutely nothing to do with race. There have been many versions of Juliet throughout the years. Just look up Condola Rashad and you will see she is a beautiful, brown-skinned black woman with Afrocentric features who wears her hair oftentimes in Afrocentric hairstyles. And in my opinion, she was a perfect casting of Juliet because she was beautiful. Juliet's character was characterized as young, beautiful, impressionable, innocent, and while obviously, yes, beauty is subjective, we all know what angle the producers or what angle Shakespeare was trying to play when he depicted and casted Juliet the way that he did way back when. So it would make sense that anyone who would play Juliet would have to follow this profile to some degree. And Condola, when she was casted way back when, she fits this profile. She is a conventionally beautiful woman. Across ethnic groups, across regions, like, for the most part, people would agree that Condola is beautiful. Not everyone will agree, but most people will agree because she is what you would call, she has a standard type of beauty. She has a conventional style of beauty. And we all know that there is no shortage of beautiful black identified exotical women to cast as Juliet. They could have easily casted Tom Holland's real life love interest Zendaya. They could have casted Ryan Destiny. If they really were going for black women, if they really wanted to cast a black woman who fit Juliet's profile, regardless of the fact that they themselves were not white Italian, they could have easily found someone to do the job, as other producers have done in the past. But they were definitely, in casting Francesca, they were making a statement that's saying, if you're going to be loud and you're going to complain and whine about representation instead of going out and representing yourself, okay, we're going to give you representation and we're going to troll and we're going to choose someone that is going to get a lot of backlash. We're going to choose someone that's going to be dragged all over social media. We don't have to do the dragging. Our audience will do it. And we're going to choose someone that most people would have a problem with, because most people would say that she does not have a conventional style of beauty according to society's beauty standards. And yes, beauty is subjective, and my objective here is not to determine whether I think this woman is beautiful or not. My objective is to call out that people are sick and tired of listening to Black women complain about not being included, begging to be represented, looking to other groups of people to represent them, being accused of being racist when they're not included. So they said, okay, here's our response to this. Which leads me to my next point. You cannot boost your image and your self-esteem by forcing others to accept you. Okay, there's so many examples of Black women complaining about not being represented, about wanting more representation in Hollywood. I mean, they were even boycotting the Oscars because not enough Black women and Black people were getting awards. When, guess what? The Oscars, Hollywood, mainstream Western media was created by white people, so naturally it's going to be created for themselves, right? It is a natural human desire to want to create content that looks like you. It is a natural human desire to want to create a stage and a platform that amplifies your voice, your beauty, and your image. It is not your responsibility to lift someone else's image up. And just because you are lifting up your own image doesn't mean that you are putting anyone else's down. Just because someone lifts up their own image doesn't mean that they're putting anyone else's image down. And despite Hollywood's quote-unquote racist history of depicting people of color, especially Black women, as less than desirable characters. For example, the Sapphire, the Mammy, the Jezebel, overweight, out of shape, big, the Help, always there to help the white woman. These are horrible depictions of Black women, yes. They are unappealing. However, that's just the game of life. In life, there is competition, right? There is the desire to be on top and the desire to have power. And in order to have that, you need to have an underclass. So, of course, whoever's in power, who display themselves as desirable and depict everyone else as beneath them. That is how you push an agenda. That is how you elevate yourself so that you can look desirable and cause everyone else to want to be like you, to look like you, so that they can also be on top. So, instead of begging the person who is on top, the person who has the writer's pen, the person who is in power to depict you, which is really foolish because why would they want to do that? It is up to you to create your own narrative. Okay? Begging people to have pity upon you, essentially, will have the opposite effect of what you're trying to achieve and will cause resentment and more trolling. And so, you need to do like what other communities have done around the world. The Koreans have created K-pop, where they center Korean women and Korean standards of beauty. Bollywood in South Asia and India, despite people's critiques, for the most part, Bollywood was created to uplift and center Indian women and to place them as the pinnacle of beauty that everyone should desire to look like. I know that Nollywood exists in West Africa, where it's pretty much depicting Nigerian and Ghanaian storylines. But what about something in the West that is not Tyler Perry led, Oprah Winfrey led, and so on? Because we all know how women are portrayed in their productions. They are portrayed as sad, depressed, slaves, baby mamas, broken, drama, like the typical Black stereotypes. Okay? And it's 2024. There are enough Black creatives, enough Black producers, Black female, who can create black female protagonists who are desirable, who are beautiful, who are loved upon, just like how they do in Bollywood and in K-pop, K-dramas. They can do that without having to pander and beg the white man essentially to depict you. So this is an invitation to black women to take ownership of representing yourself. Take ownership by representing yourself positively on social media. Don't align with ratchet stereotypical culture. Just don't identify with it. Don't repost it. Don't make content where you're playing ratchet music. Do the same here on YouTube. Create YouTube channels where you depict black exoticals. Do it in a way where you're not saying, woe is me, I'm not desired, who's going to come and save me? Do it in a way where you're like, wow, look at how I look. Look at my phenotype. No one else has that. And that's my strength. That's my power. Do it in a way where people have no choice but to say, wow, I'm drawn to this confidence. As a matter of fact, I never used to notice that when black exoticals do their hair this way, man, I really envy those curls, those kinky curls, or those waves, or whatever else, however else black exoticals do their hair. Okay? You no longer need a talent agent or a scout to get your message out, to get your talent out. You can take that ownership and spin it so that you're no longer trolled and made fun of the way that these producers did with Francesca. Anyway, that's my thought on the topic. Let me know what you think down below in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao.